Well, good morning. It's 8:11, 53 degrees in downtown Galesburg. Galesburg's morning news. Tyler Gum, Jay Redfern, Cameron Lyon. And today we're happy to welcome Candace D'Agnolo. YOLO!
Yeah.
Uh, along with, along with her husband, are co-owners of Dante and Dory's Pet Emporium. Candace is going to fill in on the grand opening of her state-of-the-art new pet store, 354 East Main Street, coming up this weekend. So, of course, Candace, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Thanks. Thanks so much for having me.
How's everything going over there?
Oh, it's going fantastic. I know it took so much longer than expected with the community, but I think we were here 6 months ago, but now we're finally open. You hear that, community? We are officially open.
Good things are worth the wait, right?
Yes.
So what can people expect with the grand opening?
Well, it's kind of like a 3-day event. It all kicks off tomorrow on Friday at 3:30 p.m. with our ribbon cutting celebration, and we will have a confetti cannon.
Okay. All right.
We'll also have drinks for people and even mocktails for the canines, like Bark Light, Paw Seco, and Belly Rub Rosé.
Hope no one's driving. But
I
that's
know,
all
right?
Yeah.
And free gifts for everyone who attends that, and they'll be able to crank our possum prize machine for deals up to 20% off and a free gift. And we're open until 6 o'clock tomorrow. So that kind of all is the, if you're available to come over on Friday afternoon, please do. But the real kickoff to the grand opening is on Saturday, and that is when the magic really happens with the official grand opening. So we're going to have special deals all day long that are kind of one-day deals. Things like we'll have some treats that are anywhere from $2 off a bag to buy one, get one. Our wellness products, some of them are $10 off. We'll have $3 to $6 off some raw foods, litters, $5 off, earth animal, no hides. I know that's a popular thing. Or buy one, get one free. Some treats are buy one, get one free. Some toys are buy two, get one free. I mean, there's so many deals happening on Saturday. And that's not across every product, but we'll have it, identified in the shop. Lots of samples. And also for the first 25 purchases on Saturday, they will get a really, really cool swag bag. And then on Sunday, like I said, 3-day event, we're having Dory's Demo Day. Okay.
Okay.
Dory is one of the two Pomeranians that the business is named after. She loves a really good treat. Okay. So she'll eat almost anything. So we're having a Dory's Demo Day, and that's where we're having our very first ever Top It and Take It bar. So essentially, we'll have a table set up that has things like licky mats and Kongs, it's a very popular thing, those treat dispensing types of treats. And when you purchase one of those, we will have a whole smorgasbord of toppings, whether it's flavored peanut butters and whipped creams and blueberries and pumpkin and all the different interesting toppings that are safe for pets.
Right.
You can make your own treat licky mat thing there. We'll have our puzzle station, and I know you already heard about the Bark Light. You're ready to try it. I know you are, guys, right? We will also on Sunday have our Barkerista beverage counter, which is free samples, of course, which will have your traditional pup cups that I think most people are used to going through, like some of the coffee drive-thrus. But we have dog safe pumpkin spice lattes, caramel lattes, mocha lattes,
Wow.
it's going to be a really, really fun weekend. And overall, I just am so excited to be open in the community, and we even have 200 totes that we will be handing out that are special just for this weekend that say, I supported Dante and Dory's grand opening.
Wow.
It's really, really important that the community knows that we are independently owned, and that every dollar that is spent at Dante and Dory's, more of that money stays in the local community than if people were to shop on Chewy.com or at PetSmart or at Walmart. Significantly less money stays in this local community than if you support small businesses. So we're going to reward everybody for that.
Right.
Yeah, we mentioned you first joined us about 6 months ago to announce the store.
Yeah.
What's the journey been like the past 6 months?
Oh my gosh, it definitely took longer than I anticipated, which I think everybody gives you that advice, right? Whenever
Yeah.
you do any kind of project, it's like, oh, things are just going to take longer. But whether it was, getting the funding to finance all of this, but also we own the building, and the building needed a lot of renovation. So we needed a brand new roof. We needed brand new HVAC system. We needed a brand new electrical panel and lights. And so a lot of those things couldn't happen. The rest of the things couldn't happen until those things were done. And then you're waiting to get on contractor schedules. So it has been a long process, and I appreciate the community, waiting for us. I think there were probably things like, will they ever open? Like people, because have been coming in being like, I was wondering if you'd ever open. And again, everybody, we are officially open. You can even come today if you'd like to. But, it's been so fun to also leverage other small businesses in this community that have helped along the way. And then the team that we brought over from Pet Supplies Plus, Stephanie and Forrest and Isaac are working with us. And we had meetings at the library, learning about the different pet foods. They have really been part of the building of this business, which has been very interesting for them. They've shared just to see like what it takes to really start a business from the ground up, and they're really excited now. We're all excited that we can start meeting the pets in the community. We've already even had cats. We've had 2 cats come in the store to shop, which was a huge surprise to me. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah.
My cat doesn't like to travel too much, so I don't know. We'll have to see if we can work her into that. But, for listeners who don't know, you mentioned this the last time, but who are Dante and Dory, and how did the name kind of come about?
Well, Dante and Dory are my current dogs. They are little Pomeranians, and we rescued both of them at different moments. And when I was trying to think of a name, I wanted something that was unique, that kind of shared the history of our own family, right? They're our current dogs. So that was pretty, and it's fun to cuddle up with them and give them food and treats and snuggles and be like, you guys don't even know you have this business named after you in town. And then Pet Emporium came about because it's really about discovering new things. It's about a destination, a journey. We want people to come in and really just have a special moment of discovery with their whether their pet's there or not. I mean, the people that have been coming in have just spent, I would say most people come in, they just spend a lot of time in there because they're just looking at all these products that they have never seen before in this region. We have a lot of things that have, one, never been here, but then two, if they were, they weren't available because the only options were big box stores. And there's so many amazing brands out there that only sell to independent. And now people can find them here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then the name Emporium kind of has an implication of interaction.
Yeah,
And
interaction,
that's,
discovery. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Talking to Candace D'Agnolo with Dante and Dory's, who grand opening this weekend. You kind of mentioned some of them, but what are some of the products and services that pet parents will be able to find in the store?
Well, immediately it's retail only, and it's mostly dogs and cat food supplies. But we do have currently some small bags of chicken feed, horse treats even, some supplies for hamster gerbils. We do plan to add supplies for bird, fish, and reptile in the coming weeks. So that should come very soon. We will not sell any animals immediately that might come down the road. However, we do have crickets. Okay?
Yes.
That has been the number one question, which has shocked me this whole year.
Come to my basement.
Will you have crickets? I know. And we do have crickets. They actually just arrived yesterday from Minnesota, so they are very fresh.
Ooh, northern crickets.
Yes. And what's so funny about this is that I think there's just this huge reptile community actually here in Galesburg and Knox County. We also have dubia roaches, mealworms, including giant mealworms, waxworms, superworms, night crawlers. So that's kind of like the gross side of things. And we also have frozen quails, frozen quail eggs, and even some frozen rabbit parts, which I know is creepy. But sometimes people, they're like, are you going to have bugs in there? And I'm like, they're in containers. They're in a refrigerator. They're not going to get you. It's okay. So right now, we also have 3 freezers that are filled with amazing gently cooked foods, raw foods, bones. There's a brand called Farmer's Dog, which a lot of people now are aware of because of all the massive marketing that's done online and on television. But even at Dante and Dory's here in your local community, you can find a better food than Farmer's Dog in our store of gently cooked, and it's called A Pup Above. And I'm giving out free samples this weekend too. So if you guys want to try that, or if you're interested, please let us know. And then, so that's what's happening immediately. The other big question we get is, are the self-washes open? We do plan to start construction before the end of the year on the self-wash rooms. So they are not ready just yet. As I mentioned, everything takes a long time and there's different rounds of funding and to make things possible. But our plan is to start construction this year on the self-washes. We will also create a indoor dog park kind of a situation, play space where you stay with your pet. And we do plan to open some doors and windows still along Seminary on that side of the building. And then a 2027 goal would be the grooming salon and a grooming school. So again, this building is massive, and this is a huge project. And the vision is big, but sometimes budgets are tight. So
I stopped in for a sneak peek last week.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. Like you said, people just kind of stop and look.
Yeah.
Tell us what people will see when they come in.
So I think when you first come in, it's a lot of color, a lot of fun, a lot of unique, funny things too. Like like I said, the dog beer. We even have a Trump toy. I mean, love him or hate him, there's a toy there for everybody. And then there's things like our puzzles I was mentioning. We've got what I haven't shared yet is that I did design a custom line of Knox, Carl Sandburg, and Monmouth collars, leashes, bandanas, dog toys. We even designed some dog toys that are in the shape of that Galesburg sign that we have on Main Street, that yellow sign. We have a dog toy that looks like that. There's a BNSF engine train car coming. I think it might show up later today. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it's here for the weekend. So that'll be fun since they're such a major employer in the area, and there's like a lot of local flair in this bout.
Tell us about the bakery case. I couldn't keep my eyes off of that. I mean, that actually looked like you were walking into Innkeepers or Orange Cup, it looked good enough to take something out of there.
Yeah, there are 3 very large bakery cases filled with frosted canine delights, we'll say in there. We have Halloween themed cookies, fall themed cookies, peanut butter cups, cannolis even. And again, it's all safe for animals. I mean, you wouldn't want to be feeding it as the only diet, option, but it's definitely great for a special treat. And so the bakery case is fun, and we even have some doggy ice cream and.
And you have some expertise. Obviously, you've been in the business for a long time. What are some of the most common issues that pet parents are coming in with?
This will vary, I think, from community to community. But since we've been open here, there have been a lot of people coming in where their dogs, I'll say, are inflamed somehow, like with an allergic reaction, or they're itching their paws, licking their paws, itching their ears, getting ear infections, maybe have rashes on their body somewhere, or are nibbling on their somewhere on their body. And that is really a reaction, I think, to like what's in their system. Like, right, it's like allergies are either going to be from diet and what's in your gut to an environmental allergy. And so I was really surprised at how many people are coming in with this issue. And so we're able to start some conversations now about why this might be happening. And we definitely have solutions that might be a quick kind of fix and immediate relief for the pet. But we have to start talking about what your pets are eating. And there's a misconception, I think, that when you buy grocery store brands or the big box brands, that they are good quality. But unfortunately, there is no regulation in the pet industry that says like the bag can have a beautiful chicken breast on it with all the vegetables. But when you actually flip the bag over and look at the ingredient panel, it might just say chicken byproduct. Right. And chicken byproduct is just beaks and feathers. It has no nutritional value. And so the first 5 ingredients on any food. And so I would encourage anyone listening today to just flip over their bag or go look at their bag next time and see what those first 5 ingredients are. Hopefully it's all meat. Hopefully it's a meat that they know and that is a solid, just meat, not meat byproduct. And that there are some fruits and vegetables in the mix too. So I'm passionate about this. This is where it starts. And we have tons of foods that we can give free samples for or help you find another solution and just start the conversation. Because even if you're just starting to add in a little bit of this, it's better than nothing. Because, dogs can live longer, healthier, happier lives. I mean, who doesn't want their dog to live as long as they do? I mean, I think we all do, or even cat. And it all kind of starts at their diet. And then of course, exercise is important. Genetics, some of that stuff you can't change, but, and then there's like their stress levels, right? Like what's in the environment, how are we supporting their needs. And this is just really important to me because, 70% of U.S. households have at least one pet. That's a massive amount of households. That's just one pet. And I've learned in this community, a lot of people have more than one pet. I don't know. We've met so many people who are like, I've got 2 dogs and 7 cats and a couple fish and birds. Yeah, so it's exciting. There are a lot of. I'd say that's the number one issue that we are seeing here is inflamed pets in some form of a reaction that's coming out in their skin, and we need to fix that. And we are here to help. There's now a resource in your community that is very well trained on the information for pets, and that I don't know has been available for at least for a long time.
You kind of mentioned that we're kind of short on time, but about the history of the pet industry in Galesburg and how Dante and Dory's is going to fit into that.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Mark Godsell had J&J Dog Supplies for many, many years. It was an international company, and so he really has that deep legacy here. Then they opened their brick and mortar, and then Thorns took that over, and they were loved in the downtown area. It's exciting to be back. Pet Supplies Plus, when they came around, that's when Thorns, I think, had closed down. I'm not saying it's for that reason, but it was similar timing. And then now here we're taking the Pet Supplies Plus team and opening up back downtown. But 2 other interesting things, there's Vern Stisser. A lot of people probably know Stisser, because of the stadium they have at Knox and other things they've done in this community. But he was actually vice president of sales and marketing and the executive president of international operations at Purina. And it turns out I live in his house now. And here I heard the rumors that he threw parties for the pet industry, and I've already been doing that at the house. That's kind of fun. You didn't even
have to get the smell out, did you?
I know, right? Yeah. And then Midwestern Pet Foods is out in Monmouth, and they make so many great foods like Earthborn and Ultimates and Wholesome and Sport Mix, and they're really not available in this community. So we're planning to bring that line in and again support that local food. So.
Okay, we're wrapping up with Candace D'Agnolo with Dante and Dory's, downtown Galesburg. Where can people find you, and what are your hours?
So right now we are Wednesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This weekend for our grand opening, we will be open also 10 to 6. We're located downtown Galesburg at Main and Seminary at 354 East Main. That's the old Dollar General. They can just go online to danteanddorys.com and, get more information.
You're going to have a big party this weekend.
Big party this weekend. Starts tomorrow at 3:30 for our ribbon cutting. And then, Saturday is actually also Neighborhood Pet Store Day. So it's going to be a great weekend for the pets and pet parents in Galesburg.
Well, your
dogs will need
to stop in.
Totally.
The dogs will need a designated driver, though, right?
Yes, yeah.
Is there a Barky light? I'll try it. Whatever.
Okay.
Candace, thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
We have to take a quick break. Of course, this full interview will be available later on this morning at your fingertips at WGIL.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more at Galesburg's Morning News.
Fall's the time to clean it up and clear it out.